Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the UnCommon podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Foltz, and in today's video, I will be discussing the Virginia elections that will be happening tomorrow. By the way, if you haven't, make sure that you get out and vote tomorrow. I believe the polls are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow if you haven't already voted. So make sure you get out and you do that, and make sure you do your research and make sure that you know which candidate you're going to be voting for. So in today's video, as I said, I'll be discussing the election here in Virginia. And I was reading an article this morning why from CNN on why Democrats are in a lot of trouble in Virginia. And this was an interesting article, and it was put out by CNN, and it's not very favorable to Democrats. So that kind of gives me a little bit of hope here. But from the basic gist of this article, it appears that the race is very slim, and that is not good because, well, not good for the Democrats because they were supposed to be walking away with this one easy because the state went 10 points for Joe Biden in the last presidential election. So the assumption would be that Democrats should be good to go in Virginia, but it seems like that is not the case. Probably because the administration is not doing very well, at least in the eyes of the American people, and that seems to be really affecting, or could be potentially affecting, the races here in Virginia. And I think that is, it's definitely cause for some cautious optimism here, because I mean the way that we've been going the last few elections has not been particularly well for conservatives and Republicans in general. But it appears that, as I said, the administration is doing pretty poorly, approval rating wise, and this election here could kind of be a foreshadowing of what's to come nationally. Um, and I mean, in my opinion, it's already a win because this race was not supposed to be this close. So even if it is, even if it does go the other way, it does go to Terry McAuliffe, which I am really hoping doesn't happen. But even if it does, if it's close, um, it will make it a little bit easier. It'll be a little bit easier pill to swallow, but hopefully, there usually is good turnout for the opposing party to the the presidential party, and obviously because you know half of the well, generally speaking, about half of the voting base is not happy about not being in power. So they're more geared to going out. And also Terry McAuliffe has shot himself in the foot multiple times, uh, especially with the whole you know parents don't have any right to tell the school what they're teaching and whatnot. And that really, I feel like that kind of started his decline in popularity, at least leading up to it. And Joe Biden and the administration really bungling a lot of these situations that have been happening is really giving me some optimism for what could potentially happen tomorrow. So hopefully, it's, I mean, hopefully it's a good turnout, and the the Republicans can um, take back the House of Delegates, and they'll actually be willing to do something, because at least here recently, when the Republicans get in power, um, they're not really doing much of anything, unfortunately, as far as is using the government to um, ensure the rights that are supposed to be upheld in the Constitution. So hopefully, if the Republicans can regain some power, that they will, kind of um, use that power to help ensure that all Virginians have the same rights, and they're all being treated the same way, and they're not being censored or treated as criminal, basically, for exercising their rights on whatever side of the issues that they're on. And I think that you know when you look at the two different sides, that one side clearly is concerned about making sure that people's rights are not being trampled on. Well, one group says that they are. The other group doesn't really. I mean, they don't really care. So long as you're on the other side of the political aisle, your rights don't really mean anything. And it's kind of sad, but you know, that's that's where we are, and we know that, and that at least they're honest about it, and that kind of helps us try to figure out how we want to attack it. So that's going to be all for this video, but make sure, if you haven't already voted, that you get out tomorrow and vote, and you make your voice heard on whatever side of the political aisle that you fall on, or whoever you want to vote for. Just make sure that you get out, and you're exercising your right, because it's your right to have a say in what goes on. So make sure you get out and you vote, and I'll see you guys in the next one.